Hello everybody and welcome back to more political chatter. In this video we will be talking about Vivek Ramaswamy, someone that I have never made a video solely about, unless you count election predictions between him and Joe Biden. But I am making this video because a new Echelon Insights poll shows that Vivek Ramaswamy is at 10% nationwide. You heard that right. 10% in a nationwide Republican primary. Now, this is not Iowa or New Hampshire, just a certain state, or South Carolina or Nevada. This is nationwide. And this puts him, in this poll, just 6% below Ron DeSantis, and a whopping 5% double the support of Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, more than double that of Tim Scott. He's, doubling these people's support, who, some of which he rarely ever polls ahead of. That being, Pence, Haley, Tim Scott. And it's pretty stunning when Ramaswamy leads a poll, or comes in third, regardless of what his percentage is. The fact that Vivek Ramaswamy, who came from very little at the start of his campaign and very quickly has grown to a huge support base, and, is now polling ahead of a former vice president, that alone is really something special that we don't see very often. But the fact that Vivek is at 10, and Pence is at 5, and Haley is at 5, that just blows my mind that Ramaswamy has double the support of Mike Pence, a former vice president. If we want to look at the rest of this poll, we'll talk about Vivek more, but looking at the rest of this poll, Suarez has pulled at 1%, that puts him an inch closer to getting into the debates. Christie at 2%, same as other polls. Hutchinson at 0%, and then of course Will Hurd at 0%. I don't think Will Hurd will get into the debates, since, whatever, I won't go into it though, since this video is about Vivek Ramaswamy. So what we are seeing is Vivek Ramaswamy on the rise, and in this poll at least, Ron DeSantis falling. Ron DeSantis has been around 20 for a while, and Vivek has been around 4 or 5. And this poll has shown a huge jump for Vivek, a huge dip for DeSantis. But looking at all these other candidates, they are in line with how they've been doing. Pence at 5, Haley at 5, Scott at 4, and Trump at 49. That is per usual when compared to other polls. So these two are the only candidates who have, received a major difference in this Echelon Insights poll. And, of course, what does that tell you? Saying that all the other candidates are really, at the same level? That tells you that people are leaving the DeSantis camp and heading to the Vivek camp. Looking at polling, of course, you all know it. Ron DeSantis has been on the fall for some time now. He's at just an average of, it won't tell me, but around, 25% seems way too high. But that is, according to 538, about 23 or 24, I guess. But anyway, but yeah, people are leaving the DeSantis camp. That is a certain. People are seeing that his campaign is an absolute failure. He had years to prepare for this campaign, and somehow he's doing so poorly. Just look at his website. He had years to prepare that website, and it looked like it was made in a day. It looks absolutely horrible, and he, of course, doesn't change it. But his whole campaign is a disaster. He's just not a good speaker. He has no charisma, you know what I'm saying? He's just not a likable guy. And as much as, he's putting out controversial videos, as much as that hurts him, I really think it's Ron DeSantis' personality. He really does have a personality problem. I might make a video on that too. That thumbnail will get a lot of likes. Unlikable, hated, stupid, whatever. Anyway, but people have more faith in candidates who are polling in single digits than they do in Ron DeSantis, whose campaign is going on the fall. At least the candidates in single digits aren't declining. Ron DeSantis is. So that is why we are seeing a few points here go up for Mike Pence, few points here for Ramaswamy go up. And if this continues, which I do think it will, I think that I think we're going to be talking about Ron DeSantis for years before this, starting after Trump lost in 2020, how immediately people started floating the idea of DeSantis running for president in 2024. Well, now it's happening. And I think that it will end very, very quickly. I think that this decline will continue, and he will be remembered as a guy who had so much hype and just completely lost it, destroyed it all in a matter of months. So, I mean, Vivek is 6 points behind DeSantis. Okay? We are still treating, and the media is still treating like DeSantis like he is a major candidate. That really, really, really is not the case. I mean, they're 6% away from treating Vivek as a serious candidate now. I mean, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. polling at like 20%, like more than DeSantis. A lot more people in this country are supporting Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for president than Ron DeSantis. A lot when you count independents, stuff like that. So that is just shocking to me that Vivek is 6 points behind DeSantis. And yeah, this is where DeSantis would gain, because both of these candidates, DeSantis and Vivek, are both very culturally conservative. I mean, they are not afraid to be very radical about their views, like, putting, say, very radical positions on social issues. So it does make sense why Vivek's rise would be a cause of the fall of Ron DeSantis. But also, Ron DeSantis is falling, declining, and therefore his supporters have to find someone who is, someone else to support in this race. And yeah, I did briefly mention how it is because they align socially. But looking at the rest of this field, really the only person, or maybe one of two or maybe three people that they would turn to is Vivek Ramaswamy. Going down the field, there are not people who really stand out like these DeSantis supporters do. Whether or not you think that Trump is the guy who, not afraid to speak his mind, his supporters are very out there, his supporters are very vocal. The same could be said, is true about DeSantis supporters. They are very vocal about their opinions, and that means that they're not going to support someone like Doug Burgum, who's very much a traditional conservative. He's not anything special. He won't be remembered all that much in history. Chris Christie is too much of an anti-Trump Republican. The same goes for Will Hurd, so I'll skip him also. Larry Elder isn't getting anywhere with his campaign, but the same goes for Nikki Haley, like Doug Burgum. There's too many candidates like this. These vocal DeSantis supporters are not going to turn to someone who is more of a traditional Republican like Nikki Haley, or someone like Asa Hutchinson, or someone like Perry Johnson, or someone like Tim Scott or Francis Suarez, or Mike Pence I might see because he is also very, proud conservative type. But definitely, Vivek Ramaswamy is the guy that a lot of these DeSantis supporters, are going to turn to. So this will be very interesting to see how this continues to go. But as I said, I would expect, not Vivek to continue to pull at 10%. This is definitely an outlier, let me say that. But I definitely expect DeSantis to decline, to continue to decline. And I really think that Vivek is the guy that is going to win a lot of these DeSantis supporters, especially when DeSantis drops out, which I think could be very soon, a lot sooner than a lot of people expect. So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.